Homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Dorje. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, Guru Padmasambhava. Simu, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma educators, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are only 2 of them. Actually, everybody is a VIP. Accountant to True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa. She is the eldest treasury and the producers for the Geni Tiansang Xin, the Illuminating Your Heart, and thank you to her for her producing and hosting this program, like documentary for His Holiness, and also to other VIPs. And we are all important figures, so that's why we are all VIPs. Good evening, everyone. So today we practice Guru Padmasambhava as the main deity for the group practice. As we all know, Guru Padmasambhava was born from a lotus. So that's why I have said that he had no father, no mother, no siblings. He was manifested from a lotus flower. And a king went to the Danakusha lake. And India is a huge place. And inland in the north, there was no ocean. So they referred to the big lakes as oceans. So there was a king that went to the Dhanakosha ocean and then took the baby from the lotus blossom and brought him back to his country. That's how Guru Padmasambhava was born. So he was emanated from a lotus blossom. As I said before, he was a true lotus born. That's why his name is lotus born. So born from a lotus. And his Vajra name is the ocean born Vajra. So a Vajra that was born from a lotus from the ocean. Ocean born Vajra. So Guru Padmasambhava is a bodhisattva that was born from a lotus. So that's why he's a lotus youth or Padma Kumara. So he was the second Buddha from Udayana. And in Tantrayana, he was the emanation of Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. So the union of these three bodies of Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, the emanation of their body, speech, and mind. And he is also the second Buddha from Udayana. And now we want to talk about X again. We have no choice because there are so many problems about her. There was a guest from the southern part of United States coming to Seattle. And he said, he told us what X recently said. First, Padma Kumara is Bodhisattva of the fifth or sixth ground. Padma Kumara is not a Buddha. So Padma Kumara is a Bodhisattva from the fifth or sixth ground. He's not a Buddha. So now let me ask, what is Guru Padmasambhava? Guru Padmasambhava was the second Buddha from Udayana, the greatest patriarch of Tantrayana. He was highly revered by the four schools of Tibetan. He was the foremost figure who went to Tibet to spread Tantric Buddhism. At the time of King Trizong Tchen, the king or Chanpu of Tibet, by the side of the Yanglupu river, met Guru Padmasambhava. So Guru Padmasambhava is the second Buddha of Udayana. He was also the patriarch of Tantrayana. So he was a Padma Kumara and he was a Buddha. How could you say that all Padma Kumaras are just Bodhisattvas from the fifth or sixth floor, sixth of fifth ground? When Guru Padmasambhava had the attainment, he had the rainbow light attainment. They were all light. He transformed himself into rainbow light. But X said that it's just the fifth or sixth ground of Bodhisattvahood. Actually, that's not bad. It's pretty good. Thank you. It's a Bodhisattva, not bad. So the four sagely realms, one is Buddha, second is Bodhisattva, and then the Pratika Buddha, and then Arhats. Those were the four sages, or the four supreme beings. And bodhisattvas typically salvage or deliver sentient beings and non-returning. So they have reached the fruition of bodhisattvahood and will not return. So it's quite good to have become bodhisattvas. And we also have Pure Lands, the Mahatwin Lotus Ponds, a huge Pure Land. That's already very high to be a bodhisattva. To become a bodhisattva, it's already quite superior. And you said it's not a Buddha. How about Guru Padmasambhava? Then he was a Buddha. Second point, point number 2. There's no need to say it's about money. There's no need to mention it. She said, when Grandmaster went out from retreat, X said that X brother gave Grandmaster Lu 100,000 or 200,000 NT dollars. So offering by X younger brother, what is that related to X? You know, my memory may not be so good. It's over a decade ago. Who gave me 100,000? I would forget. I forget. Sometimes they said that it was offering by X, sometimes by her Dharma brother Zhou. And sometimes he said it's her younger brother. So who gave me that offering? And was it 100,000 NT dollars or 200,000 NT dollars? It's so uncertain. And many people give me offerings when I got out from my retreat. Everybody made offerings to Grandmaster then. This is about money. Point number 3, she said, the black-faced golden mother that Grandmaster invoked was not the upright divinity, but the evil divinity. Because the upright deity would not have wanted to turn the table over to harm Grandmaster's body. So she beat all the mediums all over the world. Just Singkawang in Indonesia, and when they have ceremonies at the temple there would have been thousands of mediums coming out, and they were all evil spirits. And also in Taiwan, there were many of them. And Grandmaster too have had Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva to attach to his body to become medium for Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. So would you say that Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is also an evil spirit? Well, of course, for the medium, the spirits attached to the medium may not always be the higher level or the upright deities. Mostly they are gods and ghosts. And also when Mazu was parading, there would be many, many mediums. Have you ever seen them? How could we say that the mediums for Mazu are all evil spirits? So now we beat X. But X, you with one bat beat all the mediums of all over the world, because you said that all of them were attached by evil spirits. Have you seen mediums? Yes, many of them. From Singapore, Southeast Asia, America. There was a medium that came to America and he said, it's not bad here in the States. You get $10 for a consultation. And in Taiwan, there were many of these kinds of mediums. Each of the temple, there would be a medium. You can see them all over, and also on the internet. And you say that all mediums are all evil spirits. Especially the mediums for Mazu are numerous, especially for the generals, the 5 fortune generals. And if it's Ji Gong Huofo, then he would drink wine and then fan his fan. So you cannot say that. Then most of them were just ordinary gods and ghosts. But so we beat her to the ground again. And point number 4, that the Golden Mother of the head temple here has long gone. So what she meant is that whatever you pray to her will not be responded. She said that Golden Mother here is already gone. And she told the disciples, fellow disciples, not to pray to her because she's not responsive anymore. So now I'd like to ask you, who is responsive then? X. So what is Golden Mother? She said that Golden Mother is gone. She did not know that Golden Mother is the great golden sage. Guru Padmasambhava said one statement, if you call on my name and recite my mantra, with great earnesty you pray to me, then I will appear before you. That's what Guru Padmasambhava said. And Golden Mother is the great golden sage, which is omnipresent, exists everywhere like Guru Padmasambhava. And also Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, wherever you pray, then she will appear there. There is no need for a statue. They would appear anywhere. The same with Golden Mother. Wherever you go, you pray to Golden Mother. Say, when I walk outside and someone asks me for something, I can provide the answer. I don't have to stand in front of the Golden Mother to provide the answer. I can invoke Golden Mother all the same, because she would appear wherever you pray in earnesty to her. How could you say that our Golden Mother at the head temple is gone? That she's not responsive anymore. So we beat her to the ground again. Even if the statue of Golden Mother is stolen, she's still here. Because the Da Luo Jin Xian, the Da Luo golden sage is like this. It's omnipresent. It's everywhere. We have so many statues of Golden Mother at the Rainbow Temple, at the Homa Hall in front of me. There were many of them. And also at the Tantric Quarter, at my divination room, there's a Golden Mother. I have 4 or 5 statues of Golden Mothers at my home, in my room, many of them. Uncountable. And at the Tantric Quarter, how many Golden Mother do we have? At my home, on my altar, above, on the upper floor, including those at the shop, at the Buddhist shop. How come Golden Mother is gone? There are so many Golden Mothers at the Rainbow Temple. The Black-Faced Golden Mother, the Tiger-Head Golden Mother, and many Golden Mothers. Sometimes it's this Golden Mother, sometimes it's that Golden Mother. So whoever dared to say that she's not responsive, telling people not to pray again to Golden Mother. So strange. How could she say such things? You know, those words can only be said by a kindergarten Buddhist student. Think about it, right? Is that so or not? Golden Mother doesn't have to sit here all day long, every day. She only descends when you invoke her. What is she doing sitting here all the time? Just looking at you blankly? Because there are myriads, emanations of Golden Mother. How could she be not responsive? How come the ones at your home? Strange. She claimed that only hers is responsive. What kind of attitude is that? What kind of mindset? Do we have psychologists here? What kind of psychology is this?
底下有一个这个同门讲，塔卡派
disciple said,
头壳坏了，这个叫
it's like
头壳坏了
it's
精神不正常
brain damage.
药师金母是无所不在的大罗金仙。
So Golden Mother is omnipresent. It's the great golden sage that exists everywhere, and she would appear wherever you pray to her. And it's written in the sutra. And the Sihang, the great master, which is Guan Yin Bodhisattva, praised Golden Mother, and Sakyamuni Buddha too praised Golden Mother. The great master of the compassionate vehicle, which is Guan Yin Bodhisattva, also praised Golden Mother. And Guan Yin Bodhisattva can appear wherever wishes is made to her. So Golden Mother is also the same. She exists everywhere. How could she be unresponsive? So we beat her to the ground again. Beat X to the ground. Okay, so many news, but there's no need to talk about the others. Really. She must have some problem with her head. So now, let's talk. talking about the standard potential, talking about potential. The consciousness that has not been classified or fallen into any categories, yet its practical understanding is lucid and unobstructed. It is termed as potential in its empty true nature. So this statement is hard to understand. The question, why is it called potential? The word's potential is like including the storage. Because it is the foundation of both rebirth and nirvana, in which case, when it has not been assimilated through its practical application, then it is rebirth. So let me tell you. So this is the Buddha nature that is embedded inside the sentient beings. So sentient beings have Buddha nature. And this Buddha nature is the potential inside your body, embedded inside you. So that's why it's called potential. And if it has not been assimilated through practical application, which means you don't know how to practice through the skillful means, then you would become in the rebirth realm. So the Buddha nature would always be reincarnated. But if you know the convenient Buddha Dharma to practice, then you can become Bodhi, which means you can become a Buddha or Bodhisattva. That's why it's called the foundation. So potential is the foundation of our body, inside our body. So now do you understand the meaning of Han Chang? And it's the same as seeds. Like I said, if you sow the seeds on the cement ground, it's impossible to grow. In order for it to sprout, to grow, to become a big tree with the branches, the leaves from the root, trunk, branches, leaves, flowers, fruits, can all be born. But if the seeds were sown on the cement ground and nobody moved the seeds to the soil with no water, sunshine, and air, but if seeds have soil, sunshine, water, and air, then the seeds will grow to become Bodhi, then you can attain Buddhahood. But without them, then you're just a seed. That's how it is. Also, the potential that complies with attachment to external environment, resulting in greed and anger, become contamination of the disturbing emotions. The potential that creates karma becomes the contamination of karma. The potential that still desires life due to the effect of karma is the contamination of life, and any potential that has not been assimilated through its practical application results in rebirth. However, if one is guided into the path through the three accumulated realms or three introductions, then one can attain the ultimate bodhi. This is the explanation of the potential. So, if the potential, if we are attached to our external environment, then you would rise to greed and anger. For example, you want lots of money, you want houses, you want cars. And if you, due to your greed, you buy houses or you become corrupt. If you earn money properly, it's okay. But if you get other people's money through greed, then that's not allowed. Then it would become afflictions and contamination. And then potential that creates karma, that's the contamination of karma. And because you have this karma, you have the effect. And then if you don't apply, which means if you don't practice the Buddha Dharma, then you would be reincarnated within the karma, inside the karma. But if you're guided into the path through the three accumulated realms or the three introductions, then you can attain the ultimate bodhi or realization. So the three precious jewels of Tantrayana is the chi, channels, and light drops. So if you practice by use of the chi, channels, and light drops, then you can attain the ultimate realization, which is the Buddhahood. Xiaoming always get 20 or 30 in his test course. But this time he got 60. And the teacher asked him, "Did you cheat?" And Xiaoming said, "How could that be possible? If I cheat seriously, then my score would have been better." Actually, our Buddhist studies are like taking the exams. If your studies are perfect and you really practice, then you can get the perfect score. That's the Buddha Dharma. If you truly understand Buddha Dharma and you study it perfectly, like say if you comprehend the Madhyamaka of Nagarjuna, and Grandmaster also understand the Yogacara of Asanga and also Madhyamaka of Nagarjuna. Yes, according to Madhyamaka or Yogacara, you study and you attain perfection, then you get 100 in your score. However, if you talk to birds every day, or to the turtles, to the mosquitoes, flies, or to all the animals, so let me ask you, can the animals talk about Buddha Dharma to help you? Impossible. Because in the animal realms, it's impossible for them to cultivate spiritually. They also don't understand your words. They don't know to cultivate spiritually. So you cannot help them and they cannot help you. But all day long you talk to them, to the birds. Is that Buddha Dharma? Of course, that's not Buddha Dharma. That's just a kind of magic. I said if you could communicate, then you would just be like an animal trainer. That's the best you could be, just to be an animal trainer. I have told this story before. A student of Confucius called Gong Ye Zhang, and he could understand the language of the birds, and called him Gong Ye Zhang, Gong Ye Zhang. Nan Sang Ru.
这鸟跟他讲说：“南山虎咬羊，你可以去
南山虎咬羊，
吃，那你肠子留着，让我鸟吃。”
So talk to this Gong Ye Zhang, go to the southern mountain, and the tiger had killed the goat, and then bring it back, and then give me the intestines. And sure enough, he went there and took them back. And the next time, the bird told him again, call his name Gong Ye Zhang, Gong Ye Zhang. That the tiger killed the goat again at the southern mountain. You eat the meat and I eat the intestines. And Gong Ye Zhang had his foal there that was really good, so he was really happy and he went there, but there was no goat and there was only the tiger, so Gong Ye Zhang was eaten by the tiger. All my life, that was the only time I heard that a human being can talk to the birds. In the legend, there was a student of Confucius called Gong Ye Zhang that finally was eaten by the tiger. So what use is that? Talking to the cat, to the bird? You're just wasting your life. You're wasting your time. Of course, there are benefits talking to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. She could also communicate with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, but not Grandmaster. Grandmaster could just get a sense of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. We could not have a dialogues, but I had the senses. But could Buddhas and Bodhisattvas teach you Buddha Dharma? Theoretically, yes. However, how about in the real practice? No. You have to have your lineage root guru who give you one-on-one instruction. I have read lots of her talk transcriptions that in concept, yes, those exist. All the real practice that she talked about came from Grandmaster Lu. Grandmaster Lu talked about it and she heard it and improvised it. So, in order to study Buddha Dharma, you need to understand the concepts, and then you have to put it into real practice and do them yourself. However, I discovered that she could talk to the birds and animals to be alive, that her dialogues or communication with the animals and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas were all just a scam. They were all just a lie. Like the Reverend Lien Yen said that she's the greatest fake of the century. That if she had a group, then she would have been like a fraud, fraudulent company. And her goal is just for embezzlement, just to get money, swindling. So, true Buddha school disciples, please be careful. Watch yourself. Watch for yourself. Please don't be tricked by this fraud, by this imposter. How could we divert to that? There was a female colleague that was all good except that she's lazy. How lazy? Her grandma was sick for 2 months, and in a few days she recovered and can cook and make meals. And everybody praised her to be good at taking care of the grandma. And asked the grandma, how did she take care of you? And the grandma replied, because if I don't get up and make something to eat, then we would die of hunger. We all know that Simu is really good at cooking. She knows how to cook. She knows. Just by seeing what has to be put into it, has to be added or taken out from it. When she married into our Lu family, she's also of Lu family name too. When she got married into our family, my dad even praised her. It's our good fortune that we have a daughter-in-law like this who really knew how to cook. One time, she cooked for 200 people. Like over a dozen of tables. And she cooked 13 dishes for all the tables. She's really a good worker of the kitchen. She's very diligent. Simu's strength is very diligent. And she cooks really well, not like the ladies this day. Is there any lady that would start with cooking in the kitchen? But she did. She cooked 13 dishes for 200 disciples at our home. We set the tables all over, all the way to the roadside. So she was very capable. It's the same with studying Buddha Dharma. Like Nagarjuna, that his Buddha Dharma is endless for us to dig into, that no matter what you ask, he would always have something for you. And the same, if you ask Grandmaster Buddha Dharma too, I have studied for over 40 years, and whatever tests you give me, I would pass. I have read so many books, and I put them into practice. Read my book, Meditation Inside Meditation. They were all key formulas and pith instructions. And if you read X talk transcriptions, they were all just theories. Else he was talking to the bird or to the chameleon or to this and that. That's all. Although she also encouraging people to be good, but all religions do that. Christianity, Catholicism also encouraging people to be good. But most importantly is to purify your mind. What we talk about here is the highest. There are two kinds of Buddha Dharma. One is the mundane, the ultimate truth of the mundane, and the ultimate truth of the supreme enlightenment. In order to attain Buddhahood, you have to go through or to understand the highest, the most supreme, enlightening, ultimate truth. Otherwise, of the mundane level, then the best you can reach is just be born in the heavenly realms. And you have to put it into practice, and it has to be perfect. Not just conceptually. Everybody, the PhDs in Buddhist studies also know that. Just do research on Buddhism. As a professor, he can teach you the concepts. But if you don't put it into practice, then it's impossible to attain or to become the Bodhi.
这个父亲对我说，这次考试若是进步，会给我
Dad told me
2000块钱作为
for this test, if I make an improvement, then I would get $2,000
方法告诉他
as the prize.
我不是个
But I failed.
轻易就被钱收买的人。
But this is my way of telling my dad that it's not so easy for me to be bribed with money. But this kind of reasoning is not the right reasoning.
所谈到的这几样，
Like what Grandmaster talked about
莲
earlier.
花童子是五地六地的菩萨，不是佛。
That
请问，干你什么
Padma
事？
Kumara is just a bodhisattva of the 5th or 6th ground, and he's not a Buddha.
干你什么事？
But let me ask
莲
you,
花童子是第几地？第几地？
what business is that of
是不
yours?
是佛？是不是菩萨？关你什么事啊？
Whether Padma Kumara is a Buddha or Bodhisattva or of
好好
which
的实
level,
修
what is
好好
there?
学习圆满，好好的实修是要
Is that your business?
他第几地？
The most important thing is for you to really
跟你一点
practice.
关系都没有，
Actually, it's not related to
对
you,
不对？
what level he's at, right?
黑面金母是正灵啊，正灵
That the
不是
black
正灵
faced
黑面金母
golden
不是正灵
mother was not the proper deity. But let me ask you, what business is there? Is that your business? Whether the black-faced golden mother, whether he was the right one or the wrong one, what business is that of yours? It's not related to you. It's none of your business. So you just practice and don't mind other people's business. That the golden mother at the head temple is gone long ago. Please don't pray to her anymore, because it would be unresponsive. Jeez. But did you see? She's still seated here. You stole her? Whether people come pray to her or not, it's none of your business. Why don't you mind your own business? Do your spiritual cultivation and perfect your own Buddha Dharma. And do your real practice. And there's no need for you to mind all these other businesses. But why would I want to talk about you? Because I am teaching you. Because you say so many useless things. But what I'm talking about is the proper and the right words. So do you understand Acts? I'm teaching Buddha Dharma, and she's talking bird language. So she talks to the dog, so speak dog language. If not to the dog, to the birds, or to the chameleon. And the chameleon became the Sisi dragon king, which is an emanation of a bodhisattva. What is to be happy about? Because Sisi Long Wang is just the dragon being, just a protector. So an emanation of a bodhisattva becoming the Sisi dragon king. That's that's becoming lower in grade, and yet she's saying that so happy to be the dragon king. But let me teach you, there are only 4 sages: Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Arhats. Only these 4 sages are non-returning, and the rest, they're all in the rebirth realm. So I'm teaching her, right? The wife asked the husband, why are you always looking at the beautiful woman? And the husband replied, if I don't like to look at beautiful women, how could I choose you? At that time, X stood up by herself. We have witnesses here. Reverend Ming Yi saw it with her own eyes, right inside this temple. I said, the person who's wearing purple, please stand up. But Miss Miao Zi did not stand up. She was wearing purple. Before she could stand up. All of a sudden, someone else stood up. A water barrel. Oh my God! She was wearing blue. I still remember.
蜜蜂屁股的身材，蜜蜂啊，你知道
With a figure like a bee.
像蜜蜂穿蓝色的，蜜蜂蓝色的这样子站起来。
Her slim skirt is like a bee, and she stood up.
偏偏穿蓝色的站起来。
But the person wearing purple did not stand up. But she, who was wearing blue, stood up.
她穿蓝色的怎么站起来？
Was she colorblind? She was wearing blue. Why did she stand up?
不是佛，是佛躲不过。
And I thought, if it is good luck, then it's not bad luck. But if it's a bad luck, it's unavoidable. So I thought, well, let's give her the chance and see. And with that start, it's been many years, and now this is how it is. This is how it's become. And her words also kept changing. She said that someone pushed her to stand up. Oh my God. How could you push a water barrel up?
人家怎么推她站起来的？
That's what she said. She stood up by herself. I saw her stood up by herself, and she said someone pushed her to stand up. And then she changed her words. And she said that she did not stand up. If you didn't stand up, then how could you become? How could I recognize you? So if it's good luck, it's not bad luck. But if it is bad luck, it is unavoidable. It's okay. I've said this. Anything that happens is a good thing. I'm even thankful to her because now I'm very prolific in my writing. Because of her. Because my ink was running dry, and then this happened. And then, oh, good thing, now I have topics to write again. I can write several more books. So with the protection of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, this is a good thing. So we use these examples to teach everybody. A husband told the wife, you scold people all day long. It's enough. Let's get divorced. I want to find another one. And the wife replied, just look at the way you look. Whoever you find, then you would still be scolded. And the husband replied, it's okay, at least it's something different or something fresh. So nowadays, Grandmaster wrote several of these books about writing about ghosts, the ghosts among the ghosts, and the world of the ghosts. They were all so fresh. Not like from the past. The books were filled with profound Buddha Dharma, and I have done my best to make it in plain words and explain it simply, but I still found them to be profound that may need Grandmaster's explanation. Lamdre is also the ultimate Puthi. It talked about the most fundamental all the way to the most profound. That's why it's called Lamdre, or the path and its fruit. So you walk on the path of spiritual cultivation and attain the fruition. So this is retained and maintained by the Sakya sect. And Great Perfection Dharma, Mahamudra, Yamantaka of the Gelugpa, and Lamdre of Sakyapa, and Mahamudra of Kagyupa, and Dokchen of Nyingmapa are similar. All four are similar. So in Grandmaster's opinion, no matter what happens in the world, it's a good thing. So please don't feel upset and distressed and pessimistic about True Buddha School. Please don't think that way. Please don't think too much. Because a lot of things are also a kind of education. Because access like this, then Grandmaster can be very happy every day talking about X for you to hear. Thank you, everybody. Om Mani Padme Hum.